Hello and good morning, everyone. And so today is where you are putting on the finishing touches of your app project on the slideshow. And I wanted to run through and just remind you of a few things. The rubric is the last page in your packet, and this is what I will use to score your project. So as you look at the slideshow, and I think I may have forgotten, make sure you put your name on that title page. The title page or slide number 1 says app name, and then underneath there, make sure you put your name. And if you are collaborating with a partner or two, make sure everybody's name is on that first page. Slides 2 through 5 are going to focus on the problem solving process and specifically what the problem was. Who's your target audience? The details of what the problem is or what your app is going to do to make life easier, better, fix some sort of issue or problem. And you're also going to tell me how you're going to know that it's been solved. Frankly, if it's an app, a couple of the ways you're probably going to get that feedback is by monitoring how many downloads and by some sort of rating system and some feedback that users of your app will probably give you. Okay. Slide number 6 has to do with the outputs. So that's where we want to see what people are going to input things. Your app is going to store and process information, and then it's going to push information out. So your job is to kind of say, what is that output, so that we can kind of get a picture of what you're thinking. That also falls into the function and use. I think in one of those slides it says, provide a diagram or something that shows what the output screen will look like. So I always like to use the example of the weather app. I like the weather app because when I touch on it, I could just have it right here. Here's what that screen looks like. I also can input more information. I can change locations and things, but it's always going to basically show me I've got some account settings, notifications. It says where I am, what the temperature is like today and the weather, what the forecast looks like, and so on. So you kind of design what you think your screen would look like. Inputs on page 7. Function and use. This kind of should be touched on somewhere in those 3 screens. Are we storing information? Most apps are going to store maybe account information or some other things. Slide 8 is the process part. We've kind of investigated 4 types of processing so far, and most apps will use at least one, if not more of these. We talked about, is it matching some sort of input criteria so that you can give output to the user? Is it keeping track of or counting? Is it setting a timer and kind of processing that way? Is it sorting or comparing? Like, well, this one is less and this one is bigger, kind of prioritizing perhaps. Or if you remember when we were doing that birthday app, it would tell you, nope, that already happened this year. Your birthday's today. It hasn't happened yet. Something like that. And then there's that if-then conditional statement. That's on that screen. So describe all of the ways that your app is processing, and you can get rid of ones that it isn't using. Okay. This is the big thing though. Well, I mean, it's only 1 point, but what I decided to do, since we're in pandemic hybrid model mode here at school, in your packet on page 31 is the peer review sheet. It looks like this. And I am asking you to have someone else in your realm. Okay, so maybe some grown-ups in your house, if you have an older brother or sister, if you want to try to FaceTime a grandparent or something like that, have them listen to your presentation, show them your slideshow, and talk about your app idea, and then have them give some feedback to you about these in these categories. Output, stored information. Is the problem defined? Does it describe it in detail, how a person would use it and why? How are the inputs helping make sure that that's the information that your app would process to give the outputs? Okay. And once you've done that, I would like to see this sheet. So here are your options. Join me on the Zoom tomorrow morning or this morning, depending on when you're watching it, at either 8:30, first and second hour, 9:30 for third and fourth hour, and 10:30 for fifth and sixth hour. Okay, so you can show it to me on Zoom. Give me a chance to make sure I can read it and check it off. So you could do that. Or you could take a picture of it and send it to me. Or you could actually take a picture of it and incorporate it at the end of your slideshow. I just thought of that. That'd be a great idea. So those are your options in order to get that peer review or review process, which is the last criteria down here for the project. Other than that, you've got today to work on it and finish it. When you are done, make sure you go and share it with me, and I'll be looking forward to seeing your awesome creative ideas. All right. And P.S., remember, when you actually market this thing and develop it, um, just remember all the little people that helped you get there. Kidding. All right. Have a wonderful, fabulous day. And as always, good luck, and may the force be with you.